Treyarch released Transit on November 12th, 2012, as a follow-up to the mass-acclaimed Black Ops Zombies. In 2012, I was 8. I was a fetus. However, I don't believe I got my little Dorito dust fingers on the game until about 2014 or so. And oh boy, once I did, you couldn't have pried that controller out of my hands with a crowbar. Yet, the last few years, all I've heard is overwhelming disdain for this fond memory of mine. So I must go back, analyze piece by piece, and determine if my mind is skewed by nostalgia or if the zombies community is just being too harsh. And where better to begin than gameplay. The gameplay of Transit at its core was like any other classic zombies map. Spawn in, gather points, hit the box, pray for the ray gun, get your perks, and then eventually pack a punch. However, Treyarch decided that they wanted to innovate on the mode, choosing to go with the largest map we'd ever seen in zombies, with 5 main locations, those being the bus depot, the diner, the farm, power, and town, plus a few bonus locations I'll get to later. I mean, wow, essentially 5 maps in one. Surely there were no hardware limitations that caused the creation of the most annoying little gremlin in a fog so thick you'll feel yourself choking in real life. Okay, yes, I understand the criticisms, but as a 10-year-old boy, blissfully unaware of any such thing as gaming limitations, I saw the flaws as character and aesthetic. The fear and thrill of traversing the fog fueled many late-night zombie sessions with my older cousin. Those same nights, we'd both get yelled at for being up far past bedtime. A time where we'd fight for every minute we could to get just a little more zombies. Okay, now, beyond all that, what were the details and hidden features that made Transit so intriguing? Allow me to start with the guns. From the B23R to the RPD and RPG, every gun has an interesting design and addicting shot sound. I imagine, for most people though, that Black Ops 1 has their favorite weapons. And I won't lie and say that they aren't mine, but take a second and listen to these guns and tell me that they're not ear candy.
But not by much.
There's a pretty huge part of Transit I've yet to mention: the bus and its very angry robot driver. His anger, though, is well justified. He has been abused by tens of thousands of 12-year-olds for over a decade now, and he is the only thing that has bothered to try to help us. He drives us place to place and asks for nothing in return, and all we do is abuse him. Anyway, my point is, the bus and the bus driver were a really fun and new addition that I had found really captivating when I was younger. And to be honest, even still as an adult, I really like it. I have a handful of memories of missing the bus or getting overrun on the bus and the party chat just losing it. It sure wasn't perfect, but it was a unique way to get us to each part of the map, and I enjoyed almost every time I used it. Next thing I want to get into is the couple of secret locations you can stumble upon when traversing the fog. One being an old abandoned cabin in the woods that gives you the ability to buy the Bowie knife, same one from Black Ops 1. The second place, and in my opinion more interestingly place you can find, is Nacht der Untoten, the first ever zombies map from World at War. Why or how this map, based in Germany I think, ended up in the USA, I could not tell you. What I can say is it's damn cool, and completely made me freak out when I first saw it. While it is only one room of the old map, it still feels ominous and frightening. Unfortunately, other than a part for the wonder weapon, which we will get to, there is not a damn thing to actually do here. Still, the addition was interesting. Another big innovation Treyarch tried out in Transit was Buildables. Now, I won't lie, I didn't really ever do any of these when I was younger. The two I ever really did were for the bus. The one where you could put the ram on the front, and the other where you could put the hatch inside so you could get on the roof. The wind turbine things were cool, I guess. They just didn't really stick with me. I think the buildables were perfected way down the line in future Zombies games. However, we do have to respect them taking a chance with this new mechanic. And then toss that respect out the window because getting Pack-a-Punch on this map is absolutely ridiculous due to this garbage. I probably only got Pack-a-Punch on this map 30 times out of God knows how many games played. In order to open Pack-a-Punch, you need to place a turbine on the drop-down room at the power stop and travel all the way to town and pray to the Lord a zombie doesn't break it while you're gone. If you're blessed by the zombie gods, the bank vault will be open and you can assemble the Pack-a-Punch machine and upgrade all the weapons you can afford to. But that doesn't really ever happen. A feature I don't believe anyone asked for, but absolutely no one wanted to get rid of, was the banking system. In the bank on town, you could deposit all the points you'd accumulated throughout a match and come back in another match and withdraw them. Maybe a tad OP in some circumstances, but I remember this being one of my favorite aspects of the map, and it always kept me coming back. Similarly, was that of the gun storing mechanic at Farm. In the house on Farm is a fridge. Crazy, I know. But with that fridge, you could store any gun you had on your person and leave it to be retrieved in a future game. This, along with the banking system, provided an incentive to return to the map, something I can't say for many other maps. And one last really unique feature was using the little gremlin things to teleport around the map. If you placed a turbine by a lit up street pole, you could lure a gremlin monster thing onto your face and kill it next to the turbine to create a portal on the ground, which you could then use and hop into to teleport to another random street pole somewhere on the map. This is just another really creative and random thing Treyarch decided to add to keep the map such a lasting memory for me and so many other people. So, in conclusion, yes, Transit has a handful of problems, and yes, someone could make a 12-hour video ranting about all the things they hate, frame by frame, but to me, that really doesn't matter. What really matters to me is the way I had felt back when I was a kid playing it, and the way I feel now as an adult playing it. And in both instances, I find myself pleasantly enjoying my time. And at the end of the day, isn't that the whole point of playing video games? Okay, maybe I'm yapping, but I feel like at some point along the way, we all forgot how great these times really were. Yes, the game is not perfect, but name me a COD Zombies game that is perfect. Transit was brave and innovative in many, many ways, and while it may not have stuck the landing on every aspect, the map as a whole will still stand firmly as one of the boldest and most different COD Zombies maps of all time. If you made it this far into the video, wow, thank you. This was my first attempt at a, quote, fully edited video. So, if you enjoyed, please let me know by hitting the like, and if you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe. And if you have any comments, criticisms, or really anything at all, please leave a comment. Other than that, have a great day.